Habari za Sabui, Habari za Mchana, Habari za Jioni, brothers and sisters all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, brothers and sisters all over the world. The name of this channel is The African Times, and I'm Thomas. And yes, brothers and sisters, I am talking to each and every one of you all over the world. Good morning. Okay, everybody. This is our Rise and Shine broadcast. The Rise and Shine broadcast. It's in the morning. It's beautiful here in Tanzania. It's beautiful. I want to start out by letting you know I'm in the shade, so the lighting is not as bright as maybe I would like it. Hope you can see me. I can see you. I had to do that because it's very warm, but I like it that way. It's paradise. So this broadcast of the Rise and Shine is a unique one because we're going to do introduce a new segment. Talk Back with Thomas. Again, Talk Back with Thomas. And in this Talk Back with Thomas, what I'm going to start doing is responding to videos, or I should say responding to comments or questions that you send in through your comments while you're looking at a video. And so I'm going to try to get to as many as I can and kind of answer some of your questions that I don't know the answers to. I'm just going to tell you I don't know the answers. And some of them I'll try to find out if I can get that information for you. We want to be as informative as we can and helpful as we can. And we also want you to see our experience and learn from it, whether it's good or bad or if it's just for information. So much of that I explained in the first video. So again, Talk Back with Thomas. So in our first broadcast of Talk Back with Thomas, we're going to talk back to Tamar 67. I believe that's it. So, and by the way, if I say a name wrong, forgive me. And you can always kind of send it back in a comment to let me know if I said it wrong or said it right, and maybe use some symbols to kind of help me pronounce it correctly if we end up having to talk back with you in the future. So again, on today's broadcast of Talk Back with Thomas, we're going to talk back to Tamar 67. And Tamar submitted a question, and her question was, in Tanzania, she understands that the primary language is Swahili, and she wanted to know how that works out for me because I speak English, and so let's talk about that for a minute. The primary language here is Swahili. I mean, everybody speaks Swahili, so it is the primary language. All the people I meet, they all speak Swahili. There are those, though, that do speak English. I don't know whether it's a secondary language or not, the official secondary language. I don't know. But I know that they all speak Swahili, and I try to stick with what I can see, what I hear, what I experience, and deal with that kind of reality, as opposed to what maybe the policy or the regulation or whatever. I try to stick to that because I know that's real, because I'm experiencing it, and it's really the best way that I can give you proof of what is happening here. So yeah, the people, they speak Swahili. Now, how that has affected me in the transition coming here in my family, first let's talk about the arriving here. When you arrive here in Tanzania, what we were surprised to discover is that English, many of the signs here, they're in English. Many of the signs on the businesses, street signs, construction signs, uh, everywhere you go, billboards, advertising products, things of that nature, they're in English. So we were surprised because we were walking around going, well, wow, why can't I understand that? Well, we can understand it because it's in English. So even though Swahili is the primary language, when we go to the doctor or we go to some business to buy groceries or food or to do some printing or copying or anything like that, again, the signage, the name on the building, English. And some of the businesses, you can tell they're English names. Now, Swahili does exist on some of the signs that we see, the billboards. We see some of that too. But there is enough English and I don't want to say a majority because it's very hard to say that because I see so much, but it's such a large amount of English that you will have no problem navigating yourself through the community and seeing and going and doing the things you need to do because they're in English. Now, that was surprising, as I told you, to us because, we know that we're in Tanzania, we're in Africa, so they're not English people. So just food for thought that the language that we see is English. In America, when you're in America and you go to different parts, and I'm from Michigan. You go to Michigan, you have a large population, you have an Arabic community, you have and I mean like a whole neighborhood where you go down the street and you see all the billboards, the signs, every the businesses. It's in Arabic. That's their community. It's in a location, Dearborn, Michigan. Then there is an area in Detroit Detroit, Michigan. There's an area in Detroit where you go and it's pretty much Mexican. We even have an area called Mexican Village, and it's just a bunch of restaurants. And you go down there and there's some businesses and things like that. The signage, the names of it, Mexican. Now the interesting thing, if I recall, these are just two examples. In Dearborn, which is kind of Arabic, then in Mexican Village, and I think that's in South Detroit, I think, but I'm not sure. But everybody from that area, they know, because you go there and you eat the food and all of that. Those signs, they're in Spanish. They're in Spanish. So the reason I'm bringing that up to you is in those communities, if I recall correctly, I don't even remember them having English caption under it to tell you what it is in a particular business. It's just flat out in Arabic or in Spanish. Now, I've gone to other places because I was in LA quite a bit. And in LA, I stayed in an area that they call Koreatown. And it was the same situation where the businesses and the signage, it was in Korean, okay? And I don't recall seeing too many English caption underneath the building. And sometimes you would, but my point is that here, when I go and I see many of the businesses, it's in English and I don't see the Swahili caption. And that was somewhat surprising to me because I was expecting, I thought that what I would experience is seeing the Swahili being the primary advertisement or primary signage or what have you, and then I would see English caption under it for us to see, even with the road sign, stop, or something like that on a stop sign. I was expecting to see, I think in Swahili, it might be boss, means stop. I've even heard, I think, and you guys help me out because I'm learning. I'm still young, and I'm still young in learning the language, and I'm so busy that I haven't had time to study yet because of trying to get the businesses going. But acha, or acha. So I thought that I would see Swahili and then beneath that some English. So food for thought. Food for thought. I want you guys to think about that. I have thoughts about that. And I'm going to share that in another video. But just to let you know, to answer your question, Tamar 67, it's enough English here that you can move around. Now, as it relates to the personal interaction with the people, it didn't really present a big problem in the sense that it appears to me that generally the people know enough basic stuff that if you want to buy something, you can probably work it out. Even if you know no Swahili, they and y'all can work it out to buy. You can figure it out because they know enough basic. All of the people seem to know enough basic, particularly the business people, the people who are doing business or doing any transactions with the public interaction. They know a basic a little bit. Y'all can figure it out. Okay, so it's not really a major problem. Now, what's very helpful is if you have a Tanzanian person, like kind of on your team, that it will help you, and it's sincerely trying to help you and understand. And there are even people who, you can pay some money to. It's like a job. And maybe they can be available by phone, or maybe they can, you can say, hey, I'm going out today, and, they know enough English and Swahili that they can kind of tag along and do those things. Very helpful. And remember, I don't want anybody to think there's some negative stigma to that. That's beautiful. That we're working together. And remember, you got people on an international stage in government all over the world as translators. It's a very good job, very prestigious. And for me, I'm very proud of people who can speak multiple languages. I think that's an incredible asset. I'm proud of them having the ability to learn it and then be able to do it. So again, Tamar 67, talk back with Thomas. Yeah, you can actually even go and do your transaction. And while you're doing it, if you're having problems trying to communicate with the person, there will be other Tanzanian people who are very helpful. They're a very helpful society in that regard. They'll hear you trying to do it, and they'll see, okay, these two people are struggling communicating, and somebody will just walk up who speaks English, and they'll just start helping you. The Tanzanian people, they're beautiful with that. It's just a really, really helpful situation. Okay, so I hope that that gives you an idea that the English Swahili language barrier is there, but it's very small. You can overcome that because there are many people who speak both English and Swahili. And in the business class, particularly, and even in the government offices, as you go to do the business there, those individuals, just like they speak both. Most of them in the government that I've experienced, in the government offices who have the jobs, or even in the regular business community, private business community, or what have you, they tend to speak English quite a bit, enough so that you can accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So overall, the answer to your question, was English and Swahili kind of a challenge? Kidogo, that means little, all right? So again, I hope that was helpful to you. Remember, you can do it. You can come here. I recommend you learn Swahili. There's some great videos out there. Start picking up some as you can. I tried to do a lot of that before I got here. I learned my numbers. Moja, Billy, Tatu, Ine, Tano, Sita, Saba, Nane, Tisa, Kumi. I just counted to 10 for those of you. But I learned the numbers because I knew that I would be dealing with the numbers a great deal in trying to establish a business and getting costs and prices and things of that nature. That's very helpful. And by the way, the kids, they learn it. They pick it up really, really fast. And so if you bring your kids here, they'll learn the language pretty quickly, particularly if you put them in school, because the people will be interacting with them in that way. Now, many of you know I have a daughter. She picked up the language really, really fast. She's 5. She just turned 6. But now it's very interesting because when she talks to me, and she speaks with the accent that I have coming from America. And it is an accent. I used to think I didn't have an accent, but I realized my wife, who's from the South, she has a Southern accent. I would say, you have a Southern accent. She would be like, no, I don't have an accent. You have an accent. You have a Northern accent. So, and I realized everybody has an accent. Everybody, just depends on where you're from. And then the person who's not from where you're from, you have an accent to them, and they're not from where you are, so they have an accent to you. So, but my daughter, when she talks to me, again, she speaks to me. She speaks the way we've normally spoken to one another in English. And then I notice when she's talking to a person from Tanzania, she speaks with a Tanzanian accent. More than likely, as she gets older, and she'll be speaking with the Tanzanian accent. She'll speak fluent Swahili, and she'll still be able to speak English. So she will be my number one interpreter at that point, if I don't speak Swahili fluently by then. So for all my Swahili speaking brothers all over the world, brothers and sisters, my kakas and my dadas, sasa, mimi Swahili, kidogo, kidogo, kidogo. Badai and mimi kidogo badai. Swahili, ongea kidogo, kidogo. All right. So during the safari, Swahili, kubwa. I hope that made some sense. And I know it sounds crazy. I'm going to have to talk to a friend of mine, because I was telling her, it's wonderful. Me, I know I probably speak it on a kindergarten level, if that. But you have to keep doing it. You have to keep trying. And you have to feel good about it. Enjoy the experience. So, Tamar 67, thanks for your question. And to all of you, thanks for watching. And this is the first broadcast of Talk Back with Thomas. So I'll try to get to as many of your questions as I can. Thanks for watching. Uhuru. Uhuru. Uhuru.